The expert just revealed this huge secret about Cardano. Did you know that this is something that everyone who doubts Cardano in this bearish market condition should really know? Many have been critical of Cardano in the past, claiming that it is nothing more than a chain with a lot of research. I'm going to dispel that misconception in this video, so let's get started. Firstly, let me talk about Wing Riders, and it is a new DEX that just launched on Cardano. Many people are saying that Cardano is a ghost chain and nothing is happening because there are a lot of DEXs that are now on it. Meanwhile, Cardano is seeing a tremendous boom in applications right now, so buckle up because the next 6 to 12 months will be very exciting for the platform. There are two reasons why Wing Riders are interesting to an expert. Firstly, the application utilizes stablecoins on the Cardano network. Obviously, this is a huge development, and this is essentially wrapping a token from Ethereum onto another network and then onto Cardano. You can now decentralize the process of exchanging your ADA into a stablecoin. Additionally, you can view all of the assets supported. Furthermore, USDC has also been added, so the ecosystem is growing. It is very exciting to see stablecoins arrive because this will generate growth, lending, liquidity providing, and everything else, which is a very significant development. Also, they said that basically Charles Hoskinson, or Cardano's venture arm, invests in Wing Riders. This video will cover the business behind Cardano since it isn't often discussed and is neglected. There is no development on Cardano because people haven't done this research and can't comprehend how much money is involved with developing a Cardano application. Then a financial infrastructure is currently being built by 4 different organizations, companies, and investment firms behind Cardano. The most important thing to note is that people often say that Cardano is simply a bunch of papers with analytical studies. In other words, Cardano was built because there were tens of hundreds of millions of dollars that wanted to make money, and they needed an ecosystem. To support these businesses, they needed a blockchain, which Cardano provides. And now, look at what they have, Emergo. So Emergo is a venture capital arm of an investment company that wants to make money. Moreover, you can see that they have over $100 million earmarked for investment in African startups. So to invest in these startups, one cannot just go in and do so because the banking infrastructure is poor. And the investment infrastructure, that's why there is Cardano. With decentralization, you can get to startups and invest directly in them, growing them. This is a great way to invest in emerging markets. Further, this is what Cardano supports. This is why they created the blockchain. The website also says that $100 million are being supported by a fund called a liquidity fund investment or a yield fund backed up by Waves Financial. They also have Emergo, a venture capital investment that makes money. There is a VC, Venture Capital, and you may have seen Emergo Ventures, a venture capital initiative devoted to supporting and financing companies developing Cardano blockchains and middleware services. How do venture capital investments work? In the new world of decentralized finance, they intend to make money by investing in applications and businesses. It is important to understand that Emergo invests through Cardano rather than the blockchain. In this case, however, it's different from what is going on in the venture on top of it, as they needed a public blockchain to take care of all of the ventures and investments in emerging market equities and companies, which they have developed. Emergo has raised $100 million in funding for their startup, and African startups seek support from 300 funders across the continent. Then you have Emergo Ventures focusing on developing solutions and services for the Cardano network in developed markets. As for Emergo and the venture capital behind it, both are highly commercial and want to make a lot of money, and they are looking for startups in the emerging markets. Those are the opportunities they saw, and Cardano is the infrastructure they have built to let them go after those opportunities. And now, what is Wave Financial? In essence, Wave Financial is an investment firm with a $100 million liquidity fund. This is to provide liquidity to Cardano exchanges, which will be a $100 million crypto version. In addition, you need liquidity among all of these exchanges. They will do so because they will earn fees from liquidity providers. It's possible to earn maybe 3% or something like 5%, depending on the exchange and how much volume there is, by providing liquidity with stablecoins. Additionally, a venture capital fund called Cardano C Fund has been set up, and they are committing capital to build investments and making money off of them. With C Fund, Wave Financial and IOHK partner on an early-stage sector-agnostic venture fund in the blockchain industry. As for Wave Financial, they manage this fund again, investing hundreds of millions of dollars in underdeveloped emerging markets and other decentralized applications. Additionally, they have ADA, a protocol that allows lending, borrowing, and stablecoins. Further, C-Fund has invested in all of the applications on Cardano or the fresh first applications on the blockchain that are helping to build out DeFi. This means everyone who says Cardano is essentially a ghost chain, for there are no happenings, no people behind it, and it's just papers, is categorically false. There is a lot of money behind it, and not much is said about the community and everything on Cardano's from the beginning. Nevertheless, there is a lot of VC backing Cardano to develop the layer of applications on top of the blockchain. There are, of course, blockchain applications on top, which are businesses, and the blockchain itself is public and open. Consider a bank on top of financial infrastructure. Those businesses have separate developers. Naturally, they must get paid because they are a business, so they need venture capital, investment, and money. It happens through C-Fund, Wave Financial, and Emergo. Then you can see how all of this is connected as part of an ecosystem, and there is liquidity for new platforms through the 100 million Wave Financial Fund. Furthermore, according to the release, Emergo, a Singapore-based founder of Cardano protocols, supported the creation of the Wave Fund. Emergo Waves have a vast amount of capital coming in right now, so that is obvious that Emergo acts as a financial manager. Other investments and funds are also offered with Bitcoin and Ethereum, so there are many different kinds of funds that people can invest in. In addition, IOHK is developing financial infrastructure to facilitate all of this. Therefore, you can see that these venture capital investors are building on top of Cardano, putting their money into applications and businesses. Cardano is really important because of how public the blockchain is, and this is a fantastic example. Furthermore, Cardano is a more publicly owned asset. It emphasizes that it's a public open-source chain, so it can, like Ethereum, potentially rise in value and become a collateralized asset. Perhaps that is still an if, because there are still a lot of questions about Cardano's ability to succeed. Moreover, Cardano has built out this infrastructure since there is a high risk, but there is also a high reward. So what is the best way to invoke Cardano's last bullish ace? Since it made a local top in the previous week of March, the Cardano price has been downtrend. Then ADA is now retracing lower in search of stable support levels after attempting to rally higher failed. Taking a beating along with the entire cryptocurrencies market, the price of Cardano has suffered a catastrophic loss. The price of ADA has dropped 6% from its peak. It is currently trading below the dollar mark. As the big crypto plummeted from $42,800 to $39,700 within a few hours, this bearish outlook comes as a surprise. Cardano's price is hovering inside the 0.875 to 0.955 buy zone, which could lead to another recovery rally. In light of this, investors need to take precautions and watch the Bitcoin price for any sudden drops. Consequently, ADA is likely to test the first meaningful blockade at $1.01, which is the midpoint of the range the price of Cardano is traversing. By overcoming this obstacle, ADA can reach the $1.09 barrier, where there is limited upside. Since massive resistance barriers surround this barrier, it is highly unlikely that anything can break through. In addition to this, the bullish thesis for Cardano price will be invalidated if the daily candlestick closes below 0.776. So what can you say about it? Let us know in the comments below and make sure you click the subscribe and bell buttons.